Okay, so I've been sitting here thinking, like, how can I welcome you guys into my channel? What kind of saying can I say? And you know what? All I can think of is, hey, everybody, welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for tuning in. But thank all you guys for taking time out your busy schedule to actually sit here and watch my video. I hope you guys like what you hear, what you see. And be sure, you guys, if you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and go back and check my other videos out and like them as well. And so with this channel, you guys, if you're tuning in for the first time, I wanted to use this platform to tell my story and how I felt like God chose me to be a living testimony, because I've been through a lot of stuff out here. So I kind of started my channel with telling my story from childhood. And then I was like, you know what? I think I want to do a different approach. I think I kind of just want to tackle whatever comes to my heart, wherever comes to my mind. And if it so happens to kind of coincide with something from my past, a story from my past, then that's how I will introduce it. Because like I said, God seen me through a lot of things. Like, I am grateful and thankful for all the things God pretty much, I'm sorry. I thought my I thought I was frozen. Pretty much what God allowed me to overcome and stuff. But anyways, that's a whole nother subject. I would like to get into today's topic, and I feel like today's topic is something that I can discuss because I've been on both ends, and it's actually the whole issue on forgiveness. And I know that's a big thing for a lot of people, depending on the situation, because some people have some things that are so extreme that makes it just impossible to forgive a person. And in some cases, that can be understandable. But in the case that I have experienced and have given, I have been the person to hurt someone, but not hurt on a extent that is like unbearable, but just hurt to the point where just losing communication and not communicating and on that level. But we're in a better place now. That person forgave me for being distant, and you know, and I issue apology and everything, and I acknowledge the hurt that I put on them, and but in my case of actually being the receiver of the hurt, I actually was the one that ended up deciding to forgive. But I didn't forgive right away. It took several years. It could have been like 3 or 4 years for me to actually forgive this person. And the only reason why I think I found it in my heart to be willing to forgive, even though I wasn't the one who issued the hurt, the pain, was because during that process, even though this person did what they did and I felt betrayed by them and I felt hurt, and I still felt like my actions of me being distant and me not partaking in some important parts of the person's life or the life of their, you know, youngins and stuff. I kind of felt bad, and I was like, you know what? At some point, I guess I'm gonna have to be the bigger person and just tell this person that I forgive them, but let them know, acknowledge the pain, the hurt that they put on me, and in hope that they understand and issue apology, which the person did issue the apology. But I don't know if the apology came from a person actually really thinking they did hurt to me or knowing that they did hurt to me, or just the fact that, okay, you know what, she's forgiven me. So because she felt like I did this, but I don't think I did this. But if she think I did this, then I apologize. So I think it was one of those type of situations, but which I'm fine with. Like, it is what it is at the end of the day, because I need to do it for me anyway. And I noticed that sometimes when it comes to forgiving and receiving the person's apology, I noticed that for me, it was like a weight lifted off of me, because I think during my process of it, I was going through a lot. I was experiencing a lot of emotional distress. I was going through like an emotional roller coaster because during that time I lost my mom as well. So not only am I facing that, but then I'm also facing the hurt that I felt from a person that, was close to me, that was related by blood and everything. And I think that's what hurts the most too, because sometimes you look for somebody that's not blood, that may be like an associate or someone that you have a little dealings with, be the one to hurt you or betray you. But it seemed to always be the ones that you have a close tie to, a close bond with, whether it's a mother, a father, a auntie, a uncle, a cousin, a best friend, like a sibling. Like it's always somebody that you have a strong connection with, that be the one that shows their true color in situations where you expect them to be there for you, or show a sign that you thought or that you believe that they would show because of the person you thought they were, because of the relationship that you had. And so I think that's what hurt the most. And I think in my case, that's what, even though I know the person kind of always shown signs of being inconsistent, but I just felt like in that moment, because it was a moment that was so tragic to me, that I felt like that person would get rid of whatever habits that they had that was kind of like bad habits, to make it possible or make a sacrifice, what I'm saying, for a person that they love, and say, you know what, I normally wouldn't do this, or this is not, I'll probably, but because I see this person is hurting, because I know this person is doing this, let me, and that would be the thing that I think that surprises the most, where when you don't think a person have it in them and they show you they do, that's the thing that you appreciate and you cherish forever. And so, unfortunately, I didn't have that experience. And so it led me to be resentful towards this person, to have bitter feelings, to be angry. I had hatred. Like it was to the point where something could have happened to that person during that time, and I probably wouldn't shed not one tear. And it was that serious. Like that's how hurt and bitter and angry and hatred I had. I know hate is such a strong word, but that's what I had for that person. And I could care less. And and during that time, we did say some crazy things to each other. And, but I think once I allowed myself to forgive, I was like, I have to be in a better mental state, because not only am I going through a journey where I'm trying to find peace, but I'm trying to better my relationship with God. And in order to better my relationship with God, I have to have a demeanor of God. Like if God can forgive me, then I can forgive those who hurt me. Because let me tell you, I done some things in my life that I know devastated God, because of the kind of upbringing that I had, the childhood that I had. I come from a Christian household, born and raised in a church all my life, like, and to have gone down a road of destruction and embarrassment, like for not only my family, but God. He still kept his loving arms and protection around me. He still showed me mercy. He still showed me grace. He still blessed me in situations that he shouldn't have never blessed me in. And so for that, I had to sit back and say, if God can forgive me, I have every right, or every I have, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not every right, but I have nothing. I don't know how to say it, but all I'm trying to say is it's only right that I forgive this person. And it's not like it was something that was unforeseen. I know there's some stuff, like I said, that person just can't, depending on how bad the hurt was, whether it was abuse or something like that, or molestation or whatever the case is, and I think even in those instances, sometimes I think that sometimes you still have to find, you don't have to have a relationship with that person, but I think if you find some sort of forgiveness and then just let go and let God, you know, you'll be able to move on with your life. You'll be able to not linger on things or let it destroy you or mess you up as live your daily life. Let it be a distraction to you being great out here. And I think that's another thing too, because sometimes unforgiveness, where we don't forgive people, and stuff, or don't forgive people, or acknowledge the hurt that we put on people, I think it can lead to some sort of distraction in our daily lives, and the potentials that we probably have to be um, better people out here, or better persons, and um, friends, family. I think we tend to probably limit ourselves because of the hurt that we either gave, or the hurt that was given. And sometimes people don't even, they continue their life as if nothing happened. Whether they was the one that hurt, or they was the one that got hurt. Because I think sometimes people keep themselves busy. And I think a lot of people that keep themselves busy sometimes tend to kind of hide from something, which is why they got to stay super busy. They want to hide from something, or they just trying to do too much, like do too much, and try to, you know, be just, I guess, I don't know. But I just know that some people keep themselves, or find outlets to kind of keep from, you know, uh, like tackling that issue. And I wish I kind of had an outlet during the time where I was going through what I was going to do. And I think that's what made it even hard for me, because I didn't have an outlet. Like, I didn't have nothing to turn to. Like, I literally was just work and home. And it was to the point where I couldn't even work out. And I was once into fitness, like strongly. And that kind of went away and everything. And so I just sat there and I fed into every feeling, every thought that I was feeling. And so when I finally had just my breaking point, where I had to take off for work at the time, because I was like having a mental breakdown, I was experiencing depression, anxiety, and stuff, which I have had for many of years on and off, just different issues. But this time around, it was just like hitting me hard. And I had to literally sit back and say, you know what? Let me pray. Let me look into some scriptures. Let me find guidance. Let me find help through God in this moment of my life, because it was a lot. And I think in that process, that's when I found it in my heart to say, okay, let me forgive. And I'm not going to say that in that process of me being the way I was, that a lot of people forgave me for my actions, because like I said, I extended the forgiveness because of the way that I was being, a distance that I had put. Because even to my family members, I apologize for my distance and everything, with me going through my little isolation stage and mental battles and stuff. But I feel like some people still hold a grudge, and still feel some kind of way. And I still forgave any and everybody that's part of my life. And if those people, or that person, or whoever, haven't done the same in return, I just leave it in God's hand. Like, I let go, I let God. I have no animosity against nobody. I have no I'm in such a great place right now that I have no time to feel any type of resentment, hurt, hate, anything towards a person. So yeah, like I said, I know some things are hard to forgive depending on the situation. Lucky enough, my situations wasn't so dire to the point where, I'll probably still be in a state of figuring out whether I'm gonna forgive the person or never forgive the person. But I think that even in those moments, if you just let go and let God, and just, forgive in your heart, because the whole thing is, we're not supposed to ever forget. I think we're just supposed to forgive, and even if you build a relationship with the person, or don't ever build a relationship again, at least you forgave that person, and you just let go and let God. Yes, it probably destroyed your life. Yes, it probably left you with some um, harmful memories, or some destructive memories, or some memories that you just can't even fathom. But sometimes we can't question God's doing, and why he allows certain things to happen to us, why he allows certain people to do the certain things that they do to us. But at the end of the day, I think that's why we just have to forgive and let go and let God. And so, with that being said, I hope that anybody that's out there going through something, that is trying to find it in their heart, that's wondering whether or not they should forgive somebody, or just don't want to forgive nobody, I would just say, if you just forgive them in your heart and let go and let God do what he gonna do to that person, however the situation, whatever the situation was, you know, just fine, especially if you call yourself a Christian or try to be on the right path with God, because you can't call yourself a Christian or try to have a relationship with God if you're still holding on to certain things and you're not forgiving a person, but look at the things that God then forgave you or forgave, us for. So it's like, how can you expect for him to forgive you and have a place for you at the end, but you can't even forgive a person that hurted you? That's something to think about, right? But anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Like I said, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, spread the word, and be sure to drop a comment or two if you like to. Let me know how I can improve or what you'd like to hear more about, or because I experienced a lot, and there are more topics to come. I don't know if I'm gonna post consistently or post on and off whenever something comes to. I'm just gonna post and see what happens and see where it goes and see who it helps. And with that said, I am on journey. Like I said, I am not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I know we all not perfect, but I'm talking about when it comes to this journey that I'm trying to get back right with God and everything. So this is me. All I can do is be me. All I can do is show you me. And I hope that that is good enough to help those who need help and see that I am a blessed person. God has blessed me, and this is me. I just want you